We're going live now.
I'd like to call to order the SL4B Corporation meeting on February 21st, 2024. Are there any public comment slide? Are there any public comments?
No public comment.
Okay. All right. So I'd like to do consideration and action of the minutes of 1/17/24 SL4B Corporation meeting. Any comments?
Second.
Everyone, aye.
Aye.
Director Jacobson. Motion to approve.
Second, Ferguson.
Ferguson, second. Unanimous approval. All right, next we're going to do the workshop we did on the 17th, the fund program, the Fostering Unique Neighborhood Grant Program. Emily's going to take us through all the ones we discussed. And again, bear with us as we walk through this, but today we'll be voting to approve or disapprove of each of these items.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Emily Moore. I am a Community Development Coordinator with the Department of Community Planning and Redevelopment. The Fund Grant Program, or Fostering Unique Neighborhoods Program, is a way for the SL4B Corporation to partner with community groups like HOAs, POAs, or recognized community groups to help them reinvest in their neighborhood communities. With the help of the SL4B board, these investments really make an impact on the beautification of the city, as well as the placemaking and street appeal of the city. Today, we will review the projects that the board had concurrence on at the January 17th meeting to move forward for funding approval. These projects were determined by the SL4B board to be eligible for 4B funding and comply with the fund grant program policy and criteria. I'll ask that to avoid a conflict of interest while we're deliberating these HOA projects. If you're a member or live within these HOAs, please recuse yourself. Yes, sir.
What about if you're a council member from that neighborhood or that neighborhood?
No.
Okay.
If the resolution is approved, staff will move forward with drafting and approving agreements with the community group to get these projects going. The program budget for FY 2024 is $200,000. The total cost for the capital projects that the board had concurrence on at the workshop in January is $840,026.98, with the total amount being requested from SL4B at $308,322.49. In order to cover the difference between the budget and amount requested, there's also $108,322.49 available from Reserve for Opportunities. Also in front of you, you have this printed out presentation for you to follow along, as well as a one-page handout over the projects that the board had concurrence on at the January 17th meeting. There's also a binder on the corner that has all the applications if you would like to view them. The first project is Sugar Creek Homes Association. They applied with median walkways and related improvements to be located in the Country Club Boulevard right-of-way from the 1600 block of the Country Club Boulevard to 1731 Country Club Boulevard. The total project cost is $64,709.30. Half of that being requested from SL4B at $32,354.65. Staff recommends that the SL4B holds a public hearing and approves this project. At this time, I will open the floor for questions or for a motion.
Do you need to have the public hearing first?
Yes.
Yeah, open the public hearing.
So open the public hearing at 4:03. and will receive and hear all persons desire to be heard on Sugarland 4B Corporation Resolution number SLV4R 2401, a resolution of the Board of Directors of the City of Sugarland 4B Corporation approving a request by the City of Sugarland to fund the median walkways and related improvements to be located in the Country Club Boulevard right away from the 1600 block of Country Club Boulevard to the 1731 block Country Club Boulevard under the council policy for fostering unique neighborhoods reimbursement grant program using the Sugarland 4B Corporation. Are there any questions or anyone would like to speak? Okay, consideration and action of the Sugarland 4B Corporation resolution number.
We gotta close.
Okay, we close the public hearing at 4:04. And a resolution of the Board of Directors of the Sugarland 4B Corporation approving a request by the City of Sugarland to fund median walkways and related improvements to be located in the Country Club Boulevard right away from the 1600 block of Country Club Boulevard to the 1731 Country Club Boulevard under the council policy for fostering unique neighborhood reimbursement grant program using the Sugarland 4B Corporation funds. Do I hear a motion to approve?
Motion.
Second.
Second.
Okay, motion to approve by Director Soul and second by Director Ferguson. May I, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion approved.
Next, we'll discuss New Territories project. They are looking to install a play structure to be located in a privately owned community park located at 600 Walker's Park. The total project cost will be $180,900, with 41% of that cost being requested from SL4B at $75,000. Staff recommends that the SL4B hold a public hearing and approve this resolution. I'll now take any questions or open public hearing.
Open public hearing at 4:06. Receive and hear all persons desiring to be heard on Sugarland 4B Corporation Resolution number SLB4R 2402. A resolution of the Board of Directors of the Sugarland 4B Corporation approving a request by the City of Sugarland to fund a play structure to be located in a privately owned community park located at 6000 Walker's Park under the council policy for fostering unique neighborhood reimbursement grant program using Sugarland 4B Corporation funds. Are there any comments?
No.
Okay, we'll close the,
May I pause you? I apologize.
Is this the one that was off the main street and we were going to discuss differently?
That was Colony Grant, I believe.
Okay, I apologize.
we'll close the public hearing portion at 4:07. Consideration of an action of the Sugarland 4B Corporation Resolution number SLB4R 2402. A resolution of the Board of Directors of the Sugarland 4B Corporation approving a request by the City of Sugarland to fund a play structure to be located in the privately owned community park located at 6000 Walker's Park under the council policy for fostering unique neighborhoods reimbursement grant program using Sugarland 4B Corporation funds. Do I hear a motion to approve?
Motion to approve. Second.
Director Goodrich, motion to approve. Director Soul, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion approved.
Next, we'll review Friends of Old Sugarlands project, representing the Hill. They're applying for streetlight banners to be located on various streetlights along Main Street between First Street and 7th Street and Lakeview Drive between Wood Street and 715 Lakeview Drive. The total project cost for this one is $12,108.20, with half of that being requested from SL4B at $6,045.10. Staff recommends that SL4B hold a public hearing and approve this project. I'll now take any questions or open the public hearing.
Open the public hearing at 4:08. Any comments? Okay. Receive and hear all persons desired to hear the Sugarland 4B Corporation.
Close.
Oh, close. Thank you. Close the public hearing. Oh, I gotta read this first.
I-
Unfortunately, you do have to read the whole.
Yeah, that's right. I gotta read it first. Public hearing, receive and all, and hear all persons who started be heard on SL4B Corporation Resolution number SLB4R 2403. A resolution of the Board of Directors of the Sugarland 4B Corporation approving a request by the City of Sugarland to fund the streetlight banners to be located on various streetlights along Main Street between the First Street and 7th Street, Lakeview Drive between Wood Street and 715 Lakeview Drive, under the council policy for fostering a unique neighborhood reimbursement grant program using the Sugarland 4B Corporation funds. Any comments?
I have a question.
So as you're going through these, given our budget's 200,000, is there more than a total of 200,000 where we need to? Okay, so I've just got to be careful as we're approving that we're not leaving out something that may have a higher priority.
Okay, yeah. We do have that 108,322 from Reserve for Opportunities.
Director Lane, you have a question?
On the banners, how long do we expect those to last? Like, when would we replace those?
I'm not sure the exact time frame, but it is a stipulation in the agreement that the community group would be responsible for maintaining them.
Okay.
Additional comment. John Soriano, Community Development Strategist. Councilman Lane, the HOA actually in their request for these neighborhood banners have included a request for a few additional banners so that any banners that go into disrepair, they can easily replace with those extra banners as well. And like Emily said, there is stipulations in the agreement that they have to replace them or they will have to be removed. So to maintain the beauty of the neighborhood.
And they're funding the other 50%?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Yeah. So, but then when all of those are done, they have to completely pay for anything further after replacement. Yes, we won't be funding anything further. Okay.
Okay, any other questions?
Close the public hearing at 4:11. Consideration of an action on Sugarland 4B Corporation Resolution number SLB4R 2403. A resolution of the Board of Directors of the Sugarland 4B Corporation approving a request by the City of Sugarland to fund the streetlight banner to be located on the various streets on various streetlights along Main Street between 1st and 7th Street and Lakeview Drive between Wood Street and 715 Lakeview Drive, under the council policy for fostering unique neighborhoods reimbursement grant program using Sugarland 4B Corporation funds. Director Sewell, motion to approve. Director Goodrich, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passed.
And I will review Ashford Lake's application. They applied for signage enhancements and landscape improvements to be located at various locations along Austin Road between Calico Hill Lane and Dairy Ashford Road. The total project cost for this one is $51,050.70, with half of that 50-50 split being between the signage enhancements and landscaping. And half of that is being requested from SL4B at $25,525.35. Staff recommends that the SL4B hold a public hearing and approve this project. Are there any questions on this one?
During the consideration and action and not the public.
Not the public hearing. Okay. Then we can open the public hearing.
Open the public hearing at 4:13. Public hearing, receive and hear all persons desired to be heard on Sugarland 4B Corporation Resolution number SLB4R 2405. The resolution of the Board of Directors of the Sugarland 4B Corporation approving a request by the City of Sugarland to fund signage enhancements and landscape improvements to be located at various locations along Aston Road between Calico Hill Lane and Dairy Ashford Road, under the council policy for fostering a unique neighborhood reimbursement grant program using Sugarland 4B Corporation funds. Any comments? It will close the public comments at 4:13. Consider an action on Sugarland 4B Corporation Resolution number SLBR 2405. A resolution of the Board of Directors of the Sugarland 4B Corporation approving a request by the City of Sugarland to fund signage enhancements and landscape improvements to be located at various locations along Ashton Road between Calico Hill Lane and Derry Ashford Road under the council policy for fostering unique neighborhoods reimbursement grant program under using Sugarland 4B Corporation funds.
I have a question. So I'm for this project, but I'm trying to remember, I watched the video, or I watched last month's meeting since I wasn't there. Isn't this though somewhat maintenance? And so it's a maintenance item to update the fence and the signage? And we're not supposed to be paying for maintenance items? I just can't remember. Yeah, John, sorry.
I'll give a little context about this project. So Ashford Lakes HOA recently completed a large phase of their perimeter fencing wall around them. The cost was about $600,000, and they actually completed it through Joint CIP a few years ago. It's an awesome wall replacement, completely replaced the disrepaired wall. One little stipulation of that wall replacement that wasn't really part of that project was the fence company that replaced that wall didn't replace any of these signs, and so currently their neighborhood lacks signage. Sorry, getting a little here. Which is why they're making this request for that new neighborhood signage that was not replaced during that wall project.
Okay, so.
Are you referring to the landscaping?
No, I know that with landscaping, what we're allowed to do, that we agreed what could be done. And I can ask on some of the others, it just seemed like some of it was maintenance. And I thought some of our rules was not maintenance.
Absolutely. And based on the staff review committee, which included multiple departments from the city, we determined that this was not maintenance. So
Okay, thank you.
That came up during our 17th.
Are there any other questions on this one?
And a motion to
Motion
approve.
to approve. Second.
Approve. Sewell, second, motion or vote.
Aye.
Approve,
Aye.
decline. Motion approved.
Now we'll discuss Covington Woods Community Association's project. They applied with entryway improvements to be located at the intersections of Eldridge Road and Woodchester Drive, Eldridge Road and Burnwood Drive, and Just Purtle Boulevard and Burnwood Drive. The total project cost is $38,776.78. With $18,786 of that being for electrical meters and work, and $18,440.93 being for landscaping improvements, with the amount being requested from SLB, 50% of the total cost at $19,388.39. Staff recommends that the SL4B hold a public hearing and approve this project. We'll do the public hearing.
Any questions for Emily?
I think we should do the questions during the.
All right, public hearing opens at 4:17. Receive and hear all persons to be heard on Sugarland 4B Corporation Resolution SLB R2407, a resolution of the Board of Directors of Sugarland 4B Corporation approving a request by the City of Sugarland to fund entryway improvements located at the intersections of Eldridge Road and Woodchester Drive, Eldridge Road and Bournewood Drive, and Just Purtle Boulevard and Bournewood Drive under the council policy for fostering unique neighborhood reimbursement grant program using Sugarland 4B Corporation funds. Public comments. Close the public comment at 4:18. Consideration of an action of Sugarland 4B Corporation Resolution number SLB 2407. A resolution of the Board of Directors of the Sugarland 4B Corporation approving a request by the City of Sugarland to fund entry improvements to be located at the intersections of 1 Eldridge Road and Woodchester Drive, Eldridge Road and Bournewood Drive, and Just Purtle Boulevard and Bournewood Drive under the council policy for fostering unique neighborhoods reimbursement grant program using Sugarland 4B corporate funds. I hear a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Ferguson approved, Sewell second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed. 4-18.
All right, Glen Laurel HOA applied for perimeter fencing improvements to be located along Mason Street between Florence Road and West Airport Boulevard. The total project cost for this one is $245,657, with 30% of that being requested from SL4B at $75,000. Staff recommends that the SL4B hold a public hearing and approve this project.
We'll open the public hearing at 4:19. Proceed and hear all persons desired to be heard on the Sugarland 4B Corporation Resolution SOB4R 2408. A resolution of the Board of Directors of the Sugarland 4B Corporation approving a request by the City of Sugarland to fund perimeter fencing to be located along Mason Street between Florence Road and West Airport Boulevard under the council policy for fostering unique neighborhoods reimbursement grant program using Sugarland 4B corporate funds. Any comments? Close the public hearing at 4:20. Consideration of an action on Sugarland Plan 4B Corporation Resolution number SLB4R 2408. A resolution of the Board of Directors of the Sugarland 4B Corporation approving a request by the City of Sugarland to fund perimeter fencing to be located along Mason Street between Florence Road and West Airport Boulevard under the council policy for fostering unique neighborhoods reimbursement grant program using Sugarland 4B Corporation funds.
Wait. So same kind of question, John. Isn't that maintenance? I mean, it makes it better. It makes it better, Emily. It absolutely does. But how are we determining when something is maintenance versus improvement?
This is actually a new fence.
Yeah, but that's because the old one's bad. Why is that not maintenance?
Yeah, Jeremy.
I'm just asking.
Absolutely. Based on, so this particular project was reviewed by Public Works. It was reviewed by Community Engagement, Community Planning and Redevelopment, Legal, and I think one kind of big stipulation here is that it's a large cap. This is a very, if you could go one slide back and look at the imagery. I mean, this is a very substantial capital project, right? There's the staff committee discussed this, and there's a very large difference between like that wooden fence and replacing it with like a light wooden fence versus replacing it with something that's really a higher quality product, as you see there with proposed. And so based on community planning and redevelopment's view, this is really kind of like a redevelopment kind of project. You're taking something and you're replacing it with something completely different, and much better for the community too. So
I agree. It's just, I'm conscious of the dynamics. Sorry. I want us to be legit. And so somebody else comes that looks like maintenance and that something doesn't get approved. That's just where I'm trying to understand. How do we distinguish? Now, if somebody said it's a safety hazard and that's a different reason, I could understand that too. But maybe you can help shed some more light.
Yeah, I think, well, so previously joint CIP, now fund grant, right? Obviously, we're trying to encourage some other like creative projects, but in general, in the history of this project, these changes for perimeter fencing projects have been transformational. Now, if they had applied for that, they have the wood fence and they would like the replacement of that same wood fence, that is not something that would have come forward for a recommendation. But because it is a higher quality product and a different, more longer lasting piece of fencing, that's where, you know, when it comes to maintenance, you have to think about there's a difference between maintaining and there's also a difference between what's at the end of its usable life. And this is at the end of its usable life and it's being upgraded to a higher quality product. So yes, it's a delicate balance, but that's kind of where we've landed on these fencing projects.
That's good language. That might be something to include in some of the information. If something's at end of usable life type thing, that might be. So.
And it's not a in kind. It's
Right.
completely different.
I have a comment.
Go ahead.
My turn? Okay. I don't have an issue with it, seeing as we're in the spirit of redevelopment across the city. They're asking for 30% of the cost. And I think overall, replacing it with this new product, I think is going to be in alignment with the vision of redevelopment in the city. So I don't have an issue with it.
Just a question, it's $148 a linear foot. Is that what fences cost?
Yeah, may I respond? So because it's my profession, my business, the fence you see, that wooden fence is about a $35 a foot fence. And that new fence is every bit of 100 plus, easily a foot. So back to your question a moment ago, this is certainly an upgrade.
Oh, yeah.
A repair is, we have team members out there popping off old pickets and slapping them up there. That's a maintenance issue without a doubt, in my mind.
Motion to approve.
Well, I gotta read.
Second.
You're jumping the gun and preventing me. I'll close the public.
No, you already closed.
closed that?
Because I
Okay,
can't ask
so this is
questions
you guys.
until it's after.
All right. Consideration and action of Sugarland 4B Corporation Resolution Number SLB R 2408, a resolution of the Board of Directors of the Sugarland 4B Corporation approving a request by the City of Sugarland to fund perimeter fencing to be located along Mason Street between Florence Road and West Airport Boulevard under the council policy for fostering unique neighborhoods reimbursement grant program using Sugarland 4B corporation funds. Motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Sewell, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Approved.
Great, now we'll talk about Sugar Mills project they applied with. They also applied with perimeter fencing to be located along the south side of Just Purtle Boulevard from Bernie Road to Oakland Court. This fence also is a good example of coming to the end of its useful life. And this one actually was referenced as a safety hazard by the board. The total estimated project cost is $246,915. And the amount requested from SL4B is roughly 30% of that at $75,000. Staff recommends that the SL4B hold a public hearing and approve this project.
We'll open the public hearing at 4:26. Public hearing, receive and hear all persons desired to be heard on Sugarland 4B Corporation Resolution Number SLB 4R 2411. A resolution of the Board of Directors of the Sugarland 4B Corporation approving a request by the City of Sugarland to fund perimeter fencing to be located along the south side of Just Purtle Boulevard from Bernie Road to Oakland Court under the council policy for fostering a unique neighborhood reimbursement grant program using Sugarland 4B corporate funds. Public comment 427. Done. We'll close public comment 427. Consideration and action of Sugarland 4B Corporation Resolution SLB R 2411, a resolution of the Board of Directors of the Sugarland 4B Corporation approving a request by the City of Sugarland to fund the perimeter fencing to be located along the south side of Just Purtle Boulevard from Bernie Road to Oakland Court under the council policy for fostering unique neighborhood reimbursement grant program using Sugarland 4B Corporation funds. I hear a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Director Ferguson approves. Sewell, second. Motion, vote to approve.
Aye.
Decline. Approved. 4-1.
All right, that's all I have for you guys. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Right, we do the director's report.
Report today. So we have, we started our new department about 6 months ago. Or that occurred.
I'm so sorry. Okay. So anyways, what I was saying is that we are working on having those two presents available on the city website as well as the sugarlandecodev.com website. And this piece has been completed so that you can now see our team available there. Great Homes, it has opened. It opened February 1st. We have already received 23 applications. Of those 23, 8 of those applications have already been approved. So they come in, we have to make sure that they've met all of the requirements. Sometimes we have to say, hey, you're missing a little bit of information here. We wait for that information to be received, and then we can proceed with approving those applications. The projects, I'm sorry, Jennifer, I'm gonna kind of minimize you so we can see all the slides. But the applications include siding, garage doors, driveways, roofs, windows, gutters, and landscaping. So far, it's a total of 131,000 in home improvements that have been approved. And the city is committing 14,000 in reimbursement incentives as part of those approved applications. John Soriano and Emily Moore visited the alma mater, the Bush School of Government and Public Service, and they had conversations with students and gave a presentation sharing their insights on a variety of different topics. And we were just, I think we were all very excited for them to go and give this presentation, not only for the exposure of the students that are learning, but also to kind of bring Sugar Land back to where they started their education. And then Elizabeth was on a panelist for the Red News Industrial Summit in Houston. And what was discussed was a variety of industrial and economic development topics, tools, and incentives, and the other respective cities that were represented there. And then Alba was on a BizNow Life Sciences conference. That's another aspect of our focus for economic development, and discuss the growing life sciences industry in Sugar Land and some of the projections that we have for life science employment in Sugar Land. And I believe this is my last slide. So there's been a lot of staff that's been all over the place. We like to make sure that we give you these updates of different experiences that have been happening and how we're reaching out to the different parts of the community. And Nicole Kestenbaum, did I say it correctly? No, I didn't. I saw your look. That was good. Okay. But she's on our tourism team for Visit Sugar Land, and her and the mayor visited one of our local elementary schools. And so Nicole got a chance to talk about at Career Day kind of what it means to work in the tourism industry. So we're having a lot of different exposures throughout the community and getting out there from the business side as well as the community side. Oh, one more. And then we also, Visit Sugar Land was invited to be part of SLB, or formerly Schlumberger's Live Well Fair that they had. And so the marketing team was there and partnering with various different wellness groups as part of this fair. And so it was a success with over 400 attendees. I believe that's my last slide. So anyways, that's our report. We have a lot of good information. A lot of good things are happening amongst the economic development and tourism and the community planning and redevelopment team. And so I wanted to just bring those updates to you, and thank you. And we will see you next month.
Any other comments?